was so romantic, I just wanted to eat roses. I wanted roses like Eric's Fun Cheerios, and believe me, I know. Wanted them to crunch smoothly but loudly in the shifting spaces between my jaws, but go unnoticed while I chewed them on the go, in waxy classrooms, on northbound trains, on boring bike rides, or just under bed sheets. Rosebuds with honey, rosebuds like gum, rosebuds like Cupid's footprints, like rosebuds for me, and I will shoot my kisses onto your feet. See, really, I really desire. Desire is this funny word that sometimes makes me think of castrating someone. And yes, whenever I glance at a gabbing gay boy from across some spastic Saturday sea of slippery cans and sloppy conversation, I first desire him, forgetting his face beyond its initial vicious geometry, his jaws more commanding than the shark, his eyes crockpots of his soul. And then I desire him, imagining biting off a bit more than his uptight jeans could chew. And then a happy bending until a happy ending. Happiness to me is this. Happiness lies in the balmy breath of 4 libidinous, lascivious winds from the north, south, east, and west. Happiness is cosmetology waiting to be swept out of downtown gutters by high heels and fake lashes on stumbling stilettoed storks or bumbling Botox bimbos brandishing their booty shorts. Happiness is mythology, living 3-headed on the river sex. Happiness is here, right? But I never really know how near. And time just boils away, leaving this rosy residue, the ripe red of a bloated blush or a bleeding heart. Happiness is desire, right? If this is the case, I need to learn how to desire someone without desiring them, without threading my gazes through them, without throwing winks like darts into their pathetic periphery. I need to learn how to love. Teach me how to love, and I will run wild with education. Rolling roses round my gums, oozing sappy, laughing happy, making whoopee without Goldberg. Given that we are all always aspiring for the red and rosy. Finding ourselves in residential boxcars, ranting with wine, coaxing our clenches, and coating our palms with moist jokes and stained teeth, until I remember being black and gay and male, black biting first like a mosquito bite, gay spreading next like a rash, male either a spiked collar or a Mr. Universe sash. And there Gabriel sits, swallowing his lips together with the incoherence of his identity, slipping his toes or all toes into dirty damp water streams, sliding his eyes over this greasy Thanksgiving table as that dinner guest with the reddest eyes sputters. 50% of gay black men in New York City have contracted HIV by the age of 40, all right? And the newest contractions are youth ages 13 to 24, and my mama lights, her elbows like fireworks shooting off into the sky of my rib cage, and asking me to sing, to whimper, to rail, but I have never known anger because I am laminated and presentational. And I hammer hellish events like dusty garlands onto the mantelpiece of my skull and stay laminated and presentational. Anger, passion, hatred, and rage are like balloons strung distant. And given enough therapy, I swear someone would say I was smothering my sufferings, but 50% of gay black men in New York City have contracted HIV by the age of 40, and I am a black gay male from New York City who is afraid that any emphasis is another sign on the dotted line. And my voice is just bok choy, and can be chopped and screwed up, but still steamed and sauteed and choked down by pumpernickel pimpled preteens. And as many times as I can say this emphatically, my emphases are just knocks on the boombox and the tombstone. And as many times as I can swear my allegiance to the measure and the clef and the diaphragm and the organ and the organism and the orgasm, I have never organically organized these thoughts into anything meaty enough to be served to this general dinner populace. So Mom, I'll just eat my roses. So my tear ducts will uproot themselves from their sockets and sing for me, since 50% of gay men contract HIV by the age of 40, and I still haven't found a way to love someone somehow without threading myself permanent into the spastic, elastic cheeks of boy faces. Every gaze is not the gaze, and all of his breath is not the haze that spits forth from the shafts of Cupid's arrows. A gay boy is something like a coat rack. Coat rack, and every time you hang your hat, tie, slacks, shirt, boxers, faith, fear, tongue, cheek, truth on him, he holds them up as long as he needs to until he fucks you in the ass. If I push this slowly, you'll handle it all. If I say this slowly, you'll hear it all, like hymns, the catcalls of glittering, sparkling gay men's choirs of downtown youth, with their lowered pants resisting the height of their mother's church bells, their tongues trained to slick their wits, their tongues strapped deep in their necks, bellowing beckonings, like hymns, like him. And I've known him, and one of them is HIV by the age of 40, and I blissfully, busily shovel dirt over their ready-made caskets with rigid rosebuds.